pertama.
Welcome to the European Ultimate Championships here in Copenhagen. We are now watching the game between Finland and Russia in the women's division. I'm David Price from the Show Game and Sky Magazine, here with Liam Grant, my Irish compatriot. Liam, how you doing here?
Yeah, glad to be here, David. I thought I was going to be playing this week, but I'm glad to be in the commentary booth instead. We see Russia come down straight away with its zone. Finland doing well to break through it there, but just not connecting on that second pass. Russia with a chance to break, David.
Yep. And for those of you who are tuned into European Ultimate, you'll know some of the names we will hear on the Russian side for sure. But straight away here, Anna Pushtovaya picking up the disc. The Pushtovaya sisters are a very big part of the Russian Ultimate scene now for quite some time. She gets it to 23, Kochanova. Stuck on that far sideline, and Pushtovaya making sure gets the swing out to Shevnina. Ooh, and a travel call on the field there. So a lot of these names will know, as I say, the Pushtovaya sisters, Farfenchikova, Kochanova, some very big players on the Russian side. But Finland, looking to be a fairly young side, now having the zone applied to them by Russia.
Yeah, we see Inkinen on the disc now, trying to break this Russian side forcing wall, really trapping the Finnish players on that sideline. Some big fakes by Finland here, but yeah, doing well to get it around there. And a great continuation onto that far sideline. Russians catching up now. Finland playing with almost 4 handlers back here. And some big faking, but haven't really penetrated the zone yet. Lora with the disc. Swinging again. Russia doing very well to contain here. I wonder how long the Finnish can. Oh, and a great break pass there.
Oh!
To the NEU.
Sorry, got a bit excited there. The disc, the huck there went straight into the Russian defender. And yet again, Anna Pushtovaya walking to the disc. Russians coming out in a stack. You're going to hear a lot of these names. Oh, and an unlucky grab there. Number 17, Andre.
Inkinen picking up again. Looking to break through the zone. Can't find those gaps. Threads needle eventually, this one a bit floaty. The Finnish player does fantastic, get up and grab that disc. Finland now, again, trapped in the sideline. The downfield cut is very stagnant, not giving much options. Finland again, the chance, jam it down the line, and this one's not going to stay in bounds.
Those are the kind of options they need to take on, really, those arounds and the over-the-tops to try and beat this zone. It does look to be quite effective, though, around the handlers. They're really struggling. Pushtovaya yet again, bringing the disc in on this near sideline. Sorry, far sideline. So a short field for Russia. Gets a lovely little reset to Puchadina, who goes deep to Andre. And makes sure by towing it in. A few turns there for both sides, but I think the Russians looking more dominant on offense.
Yeah, I have to agree, David. That was a beautiful IO flick there at the end zone. You wouldn't think there was a strong wind here, but the wind kind of blowing into the grandstand across the field. So the Russians using that kind of trap zone, pushing the Finnish players onto that sideline, and then really stopping any underpasses, trying to force them to make the overheads, but really difficult when you're trapped in that sideline. So we'll see if they try and do the same again and how the Finnish can adjust to that.
For the viewers at home, the wind here is quite blustery. We've had a bit of a wet morning as well, so some of these discs might be a bit slippy and the wind is a bit unpredictable, but at the moment it seems to be coming towards us here in commentary, which is away from the camera. You might be able to see us in the shot every so often. We're still working through some technicalities here, but currently 1-0 to Russia.
Russians actually bottom seed in this group. I don't think they played the last European Ultimate Championship, so maybe really underseeded, I'd say.
Yeah, well, especially as this Russian team went to Windmill as some of their preparation for this tournament and got themselves into the final. And it was a very good game, actually. Thoroughly enjoyed watching. Make sure you check out the videos on Vimeo and YouTube of those games. Of course, they played Germany in that game and came out second place.
The Finnish doing well through the zone now, stringing those passes together. Russians struggling to keep up. Much happier on that side of the field where he can throw downwind. Great play by the Finnish. Maya. Oh no. Oh. The lefty just can't get it off. Rita.
I think that was a nice option though, Liam. It looked like it was free and the Russians seem to be trailing a lot.
Yeah, I don't think the Russians ever got properly set there. The Finns just moving it very fast off the pickup, and that's a good tactic with this zone. Keep that disc moving.
Yeah, definitely. So Anna walking the disc to the front of the end zone. She has an isolated cutter upfield. Takes on the under, but I think there was a poach there in the lane by the Finns to make it harder for them.
And brilliant goal by the Finnish. Quick transition offense, catches out the Russians, and they're on the board.
We've got some Great Britain women players coming to watch here. Probably scouting out the Russians and Finns as they're obviously going to play them. Oh, okay, and a Swiss and German player, sorry. Here to scout out the opposition, although they have already played them at Windmill.
Yeah, great goal there by the Finnish. They had a game against Ireland Women's this morning, and it went to Universe and they lost. So a bit of an upset there.
The Finns?
The Finnish lost, yeah, to the Ireland Women 10-9. It was torrential rain for a while, and I think that might have suited the Irish women. So Finland ready, losing a game they thought they might have won, so need to get stuck into this one. It's a real tough competition. You can't really afford to lose your first two games.
The Islanders. The Battle of the Islands, that would be, right? Not quite. Finland isn't really an island. So here we have Sasha Pustovaja, the other sister of the two Pustovayas on the pitch. We now see it with 23, Kochanova. It's currently 1-1 here, Finland and Russia. Russia now on offense, going downwind. Kochanova on the disc. Resets to Farfenchikova. We're going to see a lot of these handlers. Tizik gets it to Oh, sorry, missed a few passes there. Pustovaja here now. Oh, and the reset just a bit behind her. Not able to reel it in. They were looking pretty smooth up to that point, but now we have Finland on offense.
Going deep straight away. Just quick transition offense is fantastic. It finished Jenny now at the disc. Her teammates slowly catching up. Pustovaja on the mark. The stalk count must be getting high. Eventually gets the little buddy backhand for the dump. Inkinen now on the disc. Great disorganized stack in front of her. Eventually tries to jam it in. Oh, and just a little too far.
Yeah, as we were talking about earlier, the wind is going to be a very big factor here. And that throw there is probably going to get either pushed down or pushed away from the receiver. And it has to be almost perfect to lead them into the end zone.
Yeah, Oksanen did well to catch that deep throw off the quick transition, but it seems once Finland have time to set up, they seem lost. They prefer the quick play. once the Russians can get down clamping on them, they put on really hard pressure.
So Sasha Pustovaya picks up. Taking quite a long time, not really faking, but eventually takes on her reset. Desha Penakova. All the way down that side to Ivakina, to Farfenchikova. And another drop and another turn for Pustovaya. Not having a great start. The Russians, their reset's not quite clicking. Finland with another chance for a break.
Inkinen on the disc again. Looking for that buttery backhand to the break side. A goal! Number 25, Olga Letno. Finland in front now.
Very well played there by Finland, taking advantage of the turns that the Russians were giving them. Maybe a bit of the wind, a bit of nerves, creeping into the Russian game. Down 2-1 currently.
Finland just looks so good when they go for that quick transition, picking up quickly, and the Russians need to watch out for that. As soon as they turn to this, they can't be hanging their heads. They got to get back on defense. And it was a beautiful break as well. Very difficult in this wind to hit that big outside-in pass.
For the viewers at home, if you wish to get in contact with us here in the stands, you can tweet David_Price, Pryce, and that'll get us questions, comments, feedback, puns, jokes, and whatever else. And of course, shout-outs for me and Liam to relay back. Finland now with a short pull. Centre to Pustovaya. Pustovaya goes deep. And reeled in by number 23, Kochanova. Right on the end zone line now. Resets to Pustovaya and a little toss in. Oh, and well kept. Kochanova there. Stayed with the play. And a bit of give and go for the goal.
Yeah, the right arm there of Pustovaya is just a cannon. You know, you got to be able to shut that down. She's going to look at that deep option anytime it's going. I always find it interesting that the Pustovaya sisters don't play in the same line together. Maybe just too much greatness in one line would be.
I guess they want to split their greatness between their lines. Yeah. But yeah, you definitely see that it's very rare for them both to be on the same line. Normally, Anna is on the D line, picking up for them, and Sasha playing offense. But again, that does also change. Just a general rule.
Yeah, I think if they go on the same line, actually a whirling vortex happens and just all teams get sucked in. Too much Pustovaya, it's just the world can't handle it.
Do they like merge into one amazing like LeBron James player?
No, LeBron James merges into them, I think.
And with that imagery, we'll carry on with the game. Both teams struggling with the pull here. But
yeah.
Finland kept theirs in.
Yeah, always a difficult one with a cross-field wind. You got to maybe keep it a bit lower. If it hangs up, it's so hard for it not to sail out of bounds.
Or go all-out knife.
Often a good option, just to hit that knife, keep it in bounds, and let it roll out the sideline. Kapteri picking up the disc now. Looks like Russians are setting up in a bit of a zone again.
Yeah, it's good tactic. It already worked in the previous few points. This looks more like an arrowhead this time. And the Finns immediately flooding deep to clear that space out.
Inkinen launching it. The Russian chasing this one out, but can't get there. What a grab!
And it really looked like Natalia Shebunyeva had a bid on that and just couldn't quite read it properly. Bobbled over her hand maybe. We'll see in the replay.
Yeah, I thought she had it all day, David, but Maya Lino getting up the yards there. I've been told on the team sheet that she has incredibly flexible hips and showing it there.
Oh, it's fingertips away for Olga. Sorry, Natalia.
A bit too casual.
Yeah, she might want to get off her feet. I mean, this is European Championships. You've got to make sure. And but a very good score by the Finns. 3-2 to Finland.
Carolina now with the pull. We're in the yellow hat.
So Finland sticking with that knifey pull and keeping it in. It's time for Fenchikova picking up. One of the key handlers on this Russian team. Gets it to Kochanova. Resets to Pustovaya and straight across to Farfenchikova, but misread. But there's a pick in the stack. Shara Penikova reeled it, made sure. Got to catch those pick calls, as they can just decline them and have a turnover. So Pustovaya now takes on the deep option, and a miscommunication. Player number 10, Mashanova, thought it was coming under. Didn't think she had enough deep space, but Pustovaya disagreed and put it anyway.
Yeah, the cannons of Pustovaya not quite firing all cylinders right now, and the Russians need her to be. She's the vocal part of this offense, and she needs to pull up her socks. Fill in now, that cheeky pass, Pustovaya with her back turned. Carolina again. Kadita, who sends it deep. This one's hanging. Good battle in the air. Oh, and a grab by the Finnish player, but she looked out of bounds, and she is. That one is out, David.
Yeah, it almost looked like a good toe. A bit like the Danes yesterday, there was a very good toe in that game. But both players there agreeing she was out. So Liam, coming into this game, who would you have pipped for the win?
I would have put my money on the Russians all day, David. This Finnish team has a lot of great history, but haven't seen too much of them around Europe recently. And that loss against Ireland this morning would have put my money on Russia to take this.
Just on the field there, Russians strung a couple passes together, but weren't able to keep hold of it. So Finland with another chance from halfway.
Leaning out the disc, looking straight for the end zone. And it's another beautiful pass. That quick look straight away. It's just working so well for the finish. And they're 4-2 up here, David. Yeah, this
is surprising that you could almost say those backhands are getting buttery.
That was a buttery biscuit for sure. Yeah, I watched the Finland game this morning, and it did not look as sharp as they're playing now. Obviously, got their heads back in the game. Maybe a bit sleepy this morning, and catching the Russians off guard here.
Looks like the Russians haven't done their homework.
No. They really be tight in the force. That's two scores in a row where they just pick it up and send it deep on the break side with great ease and finesse.
It looks like that was Pustovaya being beaten deep. I think that's maybe the third time this game where she's been isolated on defense as well.
Yeah, not playing the Midwest. She seems to be not looking at the disc so much, trying to help out her cutters and getting caught out herself.
The rain has now started here. Lots of the supporters have moved back into the stands so they can stay dry. And the players will be enjoying that thoroughly. Pustovaya now gets it to Ivakina. Resets to Pustovaya. She's always going to look deep first. Across to Badia. Badia now isolated. Wants her reset. And looks downfield but not able to connect. Ivakina.
Inkinen running to the disc as always. Looking it off quick, but there seems to be some kind of call. The rain is pelting down now. It's been on and off all day. Typical Irish weather here in Denmark. Inkinen looking to probably jam this one there. She gets it off to Jenny. Easy to pick out in that red hat. Good pressure here from the Russians. Inkinen again. Deep options there. It's Jenny. Can she reel this one in? Oh, it's just too far. The wind catches it. Good option though by the finish. And the rain is just pelting down now as everyone flees to this grandstand to join us.
Yeah, we've been told that it's the worst summer in Copenhagen for 15 years. I'm hearing that a lot in the last few years. We had Lecco last year, worst summer in, I don't know, 20 years. Here in Copenhagen, last 15 years.
I think that's Murphy's Law, David. Anything that can go on wrong will go wrong, especially when you're trying to run a big event like this. The elements are going to be at you and you have to be prepared for it.
You should know all about Murphy's Law. So, Pustovaya on the disc. Across to Sharon Penekova. Again, Pustovaya going backwards, but gets the big gainer to Badia. A lot of fans here, so we're missing a few plays. But currently disc with Sharon Penekova. To Badia. Down the line. To Kochanova. Goes deep. Oh, and it bobbles over her hand. Tizik not able to hold on to it. And that was the Russians' chance to go 4-3.
More typical Russian offense there that we would have expected, but a bit of a blunder there in the end zone, and they can't afford to do this 4-2 down. And Inkinen again strolling over to pick this up. This is in now. More good Russian defense. Olga Rento and Inkinen seem to be trying to run this offense. Jenny, the primary cutter now, is trapped in that sideline, being forced back into her own end zone. Good Russian pressure here. They try and jam it down the line to no one, but...
And that went straight out, I think. I think they don't get that back. They'll get that back right where on the end zone line there. In a very fortuitous position for the Russians. Pustovaya cleaning the disc, walking up to the sideline. She has an isolated handler and an isolated cutter in the end zone. Now running out of options, but a reset comes from Kochanova. Back to Pustovaya, who goes straight away, and another disc behind a player. So Finland saved there by Russian mistakes, going deep straight away.
England jacking it there. She knew what she was doing. Jenny under this. Oh, and a great defensive pressure by the Russians.
Yeah, very well played there by Samotseva. Keeping the play alive for the Russians. Currently 2 breaks down. And guess who's walking to the disc? Pustovaya once again. Resets over to Sharon Penekova. Back to Pustovaya. Big fake. She really wants the deep options, but she's not being given them. Badia. Back to Pustovaya. I think she's just getting in the game now. Taking control of this offense. And a lovely break, but a pick called in the stack. Inga Ivakina there with a nice cut, but pick called. So Sharon Penekova on the disc, stacks quite deep here. Just Sasha Pustovaya there is the reset. But the rest of the stack are quite far away. As you can see, she takes on the reset. A bit of give and go between those two handlers. Goes break to Tizik. Now on this far sideline. Gets it to Pustovaya again. Always looking deep, but gets across now to Kochanova. Again, going down that line, but that disc is floating. Luckily into Russian hands. Straight to number 48, Inga Ivakina. 4-3 to Finland, sorry.
Yeah, the Finnish offense is quite a spicy one. You just have England trying to jack it deep to Jenny, and you wonder how long that's going to work for her and how quickly the Russians can catch on and shut it down. And better play by the Russians to get back into this one.
Yeah, and that's kind of the play we'd expect normally from the Russians. I mean, you can see Pustovaeva, every time she picks a disc up, she wants a deep option. She's faking big. But actually they're taking on more of a short ball play through the open option sort of offense, which is nice to watch. And finally they're kind of getting their flow, I feel, after a bit of a slow start.
Yeah, the Russians seem a lot more aware to pick up those scraps as well. As soon as the huck goes up, they're all chasing it down, getting under it. And with a wind like this and a lot of hucks going up, that's what you have to do. Those can often decide the game, those 50-50 discs.
So the Russians with a low pull. And coming out with the zone. So this is the other direction now, Liam. I mean, it is a bit of a side wind, so that's probably still a good option.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not kind of forcing into this grandstand sideline as well. They seem to always be forcing flick, but you want to really trap them with that wind in the corner. Good hands there by number 28, Paulina. High stall count, looking for that break. Beautiful lefty backhand. Carolina now with it. Good patient offense here by the finish. Parked outside the end zone. Okay, stall count's getting high. Swings it around.
And there's a pick in the stack. The Russians have transitioned now to man, as you'd expect near the end zone.
The disc gonna stay with Kata Nini. She's looking break side. Back to Rita, who is breaking at ease there. The mark not used to that left-handed player stepping across, getting that low release backhand. Beautiful play there.
Yeah, they're always looking for that break, and it's exactly the option that they're getting away with. It's a beautiful play.
The Finnish actually won the European Ultimate Championships in the women's division back in 2007 in Southampton, if I'm not wrong, and actually came fourth last time in Maribor in 2011. So strong history of doing well in this tournament. I know there were a few people who played all the way back when.
Yep, and a couple of years ago in EUCF, I believe there was a women's Finnish team in the final against Iceni. They did lose, but gave them a very good game. I believe it went to sudden death. In fact, they're in Frankfurt. Correct me if I'm wrong, Twitter. So the Finns always, strong. They just don't seem to turn up to like club tournaments and other European divisions. We haven't seen them in U23 for a while or anything like that. So it's refreshing to see a new team and see some new faces. And Russians here struggling to work out exactly what they want. But Russia on offense, and for Pustovaeva there, backed up by Kochanova, who's been stomped a little bit. Looks like she's okay. So Kochanova on the disc, takes it back to Badia. Badia to Pustovaeva, gets that grab behind her, and she goes deep to Kochanova, who can't read it. Wind is pushing it under. Finland picking up very quickly.
Yeah, I love this quick up by the Finnish. It works really well for them. The Russians might want to take a leaf out of their book. Jenny with the disc now. Often as the offense slows down, the Finnish team struggle. Get the big under there to Olga. Rento's having a great game. Trying to jam it down the line, it's not coming off.
Yeah, some of the resets there are a bit untidy. Lost a few stall counts, had to rush it down the line. Harfenchikova picking up. Over to Cherepennikova, then to Mashanova. She gets it to Pustovaeva. Down the line to Badia. And a call in the stack. Sounds like, well, appears to be pick. Now on this near sideline. And we're back in. Gets down the line. Just number 4. Now pinned on this near sideline. Back to push to Vaya. Really wants to swing it. I mean, you want it on this side, this far sideline. Goes high. 4. We're now more in the middle. Oh, and that break. Not quite in. Or is she in? Yes, and a goal for Kochanova. 5-4, Finland.
Good spirit there by Finnish. Inkinen calling the Russian player in. Great patience as well outside the end zone. It's the rain is coming down again. The wind's picked up, and the Russians doing fantastic there just to keep possession and keep cool heads. Eventually hitting that tasty inside break for this goal.
Yeah, we actually have 3 stands here, but the outer 2 are not covered, which has meant that everyone is enjoying the cover of this middle stand. Oh, and I think that was a bit of thunder. You can now hear the Russian Open players cheering on their female compatriots. Apologies if we miss or stop talking at some points. We're getting a bit blocked occasionally by some players trying to get dry. Russia pulling to Finland. Oh, and a goal through the legs there of the Finnish player.
Rita gathering up that one unusually. Great defensive pressure by the Russians again.
And another call.
Pick downfield. Mantala with the disc in the blue cap. Back in. What can she find upfield? Not a shuffling. Oh, and a beautiful backhand under the arm there. Oh, again, slicing through the field. Great player by the Finnish. Anya Maya. Back to Karolina. Beautiful offense. Torita, who jacks it deep. Beautiful throw. Can it be gathered in? That's the goal for Finland. 34. Ula gathering that one up. Beautiful offense there by the Finnish. That's the best point they've played all day.
Yeah, they didn't seem to be worried at all, and their technique is wonderful. Like both on going upwind and going downwind, their throws are very, very clean, very crisp. Just taking what they're being given by the Russians. to Tizik.
I always feel when players have the numbers maybe 91, 89, 88, that's probably their year of birth. So
Potentially, although my number is 91, it's not my year of birth.
it's your girlfriend's year of birth, maybe?
I don't have a girlfriend.
It's my year of birth. It's my girlfriend.
Right, you're correct.
Liam Rosen arriving in the grandstand now.
The cameramen aren't doing anything anyway. Currently they're all off. We had a no, we're back. We're definitely back, but it's been off. We've had a power cut, so we need to. Can you run around and get people sorted? Huh? No, we're not live. We're not live. We had a power cut. We can't be live. We literally can't be. It is, but we don't know how live we are. We have no idea. That's why we need someone to come and tell us.
Picking up the disc here. Big mark there, but jumping it well. Buttery backhand, can't get her hands to it as she slides across the field. Rita Zabala. Anna Pustovaya dry on her hands there in her shorts. Drying the disc on her shorts.
Russians now with a chance to break. Going down the line. Resetting to Pustovaya. Gets it to Puchagina. Goes down the, ooh, to Cobble Silva. Doing well to keep hold of this slippery disc. Resets to Shebunieva. Going down the line. Oh, on there. Bit of a jam there. The disc, as we've already mentioned, will be pushed away by the wind. If you're able to hear us at home, please do try and tweet us. We're just about getting the internet back. Yep, we're good to be live. We're just trying to work out the score now with a few technical issues here.
I think it's 6-5 Finland. Matara putting this up, can't be gathered.
For the score, ask that guy. So, had a bit of a power cut here, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're back on, but it's currently 6-5 to Finland. The Russians able to get a few points back on the board, and definitely getting their flow back on. And as I say that, commentators curse. Finland with the chance to break.
Ooh, and can't gather it up. Always looking for the fast, quick option. Finland was working early on in the game, but the Russians a bit more wise to it now, David.
Yeah, I think they've slightly adjusted, got themselves round quicker to stop those easier breaks. Right. Again, the Russians miss cue, but just about brought back in by Shevnina. Oh, and a conservation there. Throws it straight to the Finnish player, marking number 17, Verge Andre.
Yeah, Rita throwing her hand up there and getting that D. Great pressure. Tracked her receiver the whole way. And they've been doing very well on defense, Finland, and going for the spicier options on offense. Let's see what they do here. Cutter's not able to get free in the lane. Stall count rising. Tries to jacket, but looks like a hand block. And yeah, the Russians clamping down a lot in this game, really putting pressure on the Finnish. And the Finnish struggling to cope at the moment.
Yeah, I think They might be struggling a little bit with the weather. And the Russians taking on a bit of a lofty option also. And the rain has stopped here. Also a bit of the wind, it seems to settle down.
Yeah, it's just drifting in and out of windy and wet to kind of calmer, mild conditions. And you feel when you got the disc and the rain stopped, you got to make work of it. Finland jacking it straight away to 18 Mila.
Number 81, Lira, got a touch on that, pushed it around her player.
Bit of huck and D going on here now. That one lands in no man's land. Finland with a chance again.
And a timeout.
Yeah, timeout called. Good idea.
Yeah, it's been a very back and forth point here. No one really able to take control and use any momentum. Still 6-5 to Finland. Apologies at home if you're not seeing or not hearing anything. We have had a power cut. I think we're back live now. How are you feeling, Liam? I mean, had a very eventful 2 weeks. Liam and I, of course, were commentating at World Under 23 in London, which did have a couple of wet days, but had some beautiful days overall. And then there was a great party, which Liam enjoyed, maybe a bit too well. What happened there, Liam?
Let's just stick with what's happening here at the tournament.
Okay.
Let's focus on the task at hand. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, mostly because the Irish Open team just beat the Swiss Open team 13-10 in their first game, which was definitely an upset. I don't know if anyone's expecting that. Certainly not us. We were 9-6 down at half and threw on a zone we never really tried before practice, and it came off. Big shout out to Connor Carey, my ginger brother, and who was putting on the force for all those points, and was monumental. Nub, as he's better known. Yeah, the team showed great heart, and in these conditions, that's what you need, you know. You can't have the head down, you got to dig deep and play through this wind and rain.
So this is the first game in today's streaming schedule. We have 2 more games back to back after this. I believe Liam will be doing, the 2 Liams will be doing the next one. And then myself and Liam Rosen, Sky Magazine co-founder, Ultimate Central founder, and we'll be doing coverage all day for the next 6. But here in the game, in the women's division, this is Finland versus Russia. Finland still up out of the timeout, 6-5.
A reenactment here as Kata Nini demonstrates that she thought the disc was up. I think a lot more people thinking it was down, but a tough one to call. The grass well cut here in Copenhagen. Discussion continues.
And we have our replay screen back, which is wonderful. So we're actually out of the timeout now. Back in the box, we want to remove the timeout. It's 6-5 to Finland, that's correct. And now Pustuvaya picking up. Across to Koboltsova, gets it back to Pustuvaya. I'm going to get sick of saying that name, but they are both very good players. To 81, Lira. Ooh, across there to Chininia. Oh, and a lovely down the line reset. Not able to use that flow and get the goal straight away. Now with Shebunyeva. Shebunyeva isolated, must behind the stall. Takes on the blade to the break side. But it looks like a stall out. You could tell, as I said, the stall's getting high. Probably the best option to take. Get it over to the break side, albeit with a hammer or knife. And hope that the Russian will come down with it, but might be contested here and come back. Yep, looks like it. Apologies if you're just tuning in or missed out. We did have a power cut. We're back live now. So a quick reset to Pustovaia. Doesn't like the break option. Takes on the open for the goal. That's 24, Yulia Kolbasova. And Russia shouts from the crowd. Liam.
Yeah, great footwork by the Russians there in the resets. Number 8, Natalia, just doing so well to jam her feet as she drives up line and really attacking the open side when they're looking for the handler reset, and gives them a lot of space. And the finish could do a bit more of that. They look a lot more panicky. Russian handlers are always attacking, moving forward.
And after being 2 breaks down, the Russians definitely back in this game, 6-all. And we've had approximately 50 minutes here. Games 100 minutes or to 17.
Five minutes left until the time cap for half-time comes on. I'm feeling they're going to probably reach that before they reach 9.
So Russia pull into Finland.
Inkinen again. To Karolina. We'll get the field well after the finish, and then jacking it deep. Inkinen under this one, striking deep from the handler position and reeling that in with ease. Beautiful offense there by the Finnish.
The Finnish long game is very good. They're very well practiced there in both the timing of the cuts and the throws. They've got some very well weighted throws to the open and break side. So at the moment, 2 kind of contrasting styles of play. Traditionally, the Russians kind of had that sort of play. They're very much taking on the deep option early, but here we see the Russians playing more of a short game, like already mentioned, and the Finnish really exploiting those power positions. Like there we see number 25 gets in the power position, takes on that deep shot.
Yeah, Olga Rentno has had some frosty flicks today. That one just weighted perfectly. And it's not easy, folks, in the Swindon range to do that. And I really like the cut as well from Inkinen, coming from the handle position, driving down that break side, getting good read on this and coming in and getting the goal. She's having a stormer there as we see her tricking out of her Najin.
And that appears to be half. Yeah, again, we'll be having a bit of confusion due to weather and not getting information from the sideline. Haley, is that half? Yeah. They tell us. They tell us normally. Welcome back to the second half here of Finland versus Russia in the women's division. Finland started off well in the first half, taking a couple breaks, but Russia fought their way back in. So now 7-6, only 1 point down. The weather here, we started off quite bright. Now, rather stormy. And Russia on offense to start. Pustovaya on the disc. Takes on the open receiver downfield, number 48. Ivakina resets to Pustovaya. Pustovaya. Middle, and pick is called upfield. We're getting a bit of crowd cover here. People trying to shield themselves. Guys, a terrible window, sit down. Anyway, Kochanova centers it to Pustovaya. Down the line. Ooh, just holding on to that. Bagya stuck on this front corner. Resets to Pustovaya. Ignores with the inside, but goes around. Cherepenkova on the disc. Inside. Oh, and a lovely little toss break there for 23. Wasn't quite ready for it. Olga Kochanova with a goal for Russia, equaling up 7-all.
Yeah, smooth and silky stuff there from the Russian offense. Looking really tight there after half-time. And Finland now behind and not looking as sharp as they did earlier on.
Yeah, well played there by Russia. Much more the style of play that we look forward to seeing when they're playing. It's David Price and Liam Grant here for Sky Magazine, working with Elisa from Finland. Make sure you tune in here using the fan seat link, and I believe there's also a flash link that we'll get up soon on the Twitter if you want to contact us. We're just about getting reconnected with the internet. David_Price on Twitter.
Yeah, a big Russian support here with the open team. I think the mixed team getting really loud and cheering on their women's team, and that's really helping the Russians now. They're playing with confidence. Every pull, they're getting big cheers, and it's really adding atmosphere to this game.
Is that a drop pull? Unfortunate there for Finland, giving both the short field and the disc to Anna Pustovaya. Taking their time. Shuponyeva back to Pustovaya. They haven't moved far, but they're looking to just keep hold of the disc and make sure they can score this goal. Shuponyeva takes on the break. Chininya to Shuponyeva. Pustovaya now in the middle of the pitch, and a little break there inside. Oh, and after a bit of smooching there between the players, number 12 comes down with it. Shalaginya to Pustovaya now right on the door. Can she get a goal? Not quite. Again, ignoring that break option. Shuponyeva. And there it is. Oh, but a bit too much beans on that one.
Yeah, it looked crisp so long for the Russians, but just that last throw not connecting. Unusual bobble catch we saw there earlier with the Russian player actually picking it up off the Finnish player's chest, Jenny. This one hanging in the air, taken down by Olga Retno. Having a great game on, a little fumble. And Russians knocking on the door again.
Guess who pushed Vaya? Walking up. Goes down the line for the goal. Number 12, Chris. And Russia for the first time in the game are now up 8-7.
Yeah, nice little isolation play there in the corner end zone, giving the corner space, and they're able to connect on that one. Pustavaya always trying to disc off in her shorts, and it's working well. I wouldn't stop doing it. Really wet out here today, folks. Lots of gloves as well.
Yeah, gloves has definitely become a bigger thing now in Ultimate, particularly here in Europe. I think we've seen a lot of the action from the likes of Japan and the US, where gloves have definitely kicked off. It's more like, can you count the people who don't wear gloves?
Yeah, a lot of different brands popping up. You got your friction gloves, Mint, your Club Junior, make a pair.
Oh yeah, I've got a pair of Club Juniors somewhere.
I know in Ireland we wear a lot of Gaelic football gloves.
Oh, nice. So Finland now on offense. Still raining here. You can see a bit of blue skies in the distance.
Kata now at the disc. Teorita. We see this zone again. Haven't seen it in a while for the Russians. Bit of an arrow ahead here.
Yep.
Just trying to contain the finish, keep them swinging.
And it's quite aggressive. The wings here coming quite far in, making the Finns swing it or even go over the top.
Doing well so far to maintain possession. Try and tire out that zone a little bit. There, thread the needle. That's the pass you want to Jenny. No continuation though. Sending it around again. Russians doing well to keep those legs moving. Deep options there. Looked off from Rita. Swinging to the back. Carolina across to Jenny. Swing, swing, swing. Good patience here from the Finnish team. Gaining yards, slowly but surely. Back again.
It's very confident play here by the Finns. Making sure they keep the disc. Just taking on the swings that they know are free. And I know the Russians, they want them to do that, but it's as soon as they get on this one sideline, they really want the wings to come in and they can attack the cup around the outside. But it looks like now the Russians have transitioned to man.
Yeah, man transition here. Deep look there to Jenny. She's running this one down. Cool and calm goal for Finland.
Yeah, that was very well played by the Finns. Taking their time, and as soon as the transition to man went, they just broke down this far sideline. Lovely goal. 8-all.
Yeah, look. Calm and collective in zone. Calm and collective with the transition to man. Just beautiful stuff from the Finnish team, and that's how they want to play if they want to win this game. 63. Jenny Oskanen has been playing fantastic. A real deep threat for this Finnish team. And she's well up on the stats sheet at this stage. In the distance, we can see some blue skies, just a little corner cropping up. Hopefully we get some sun on these Russian and Finnish women.
The Finns pull out. And Sasha Pustavaya picking up. Takes the brick. Still got no internet up here, I'm afraid, so not able to reply to any tweets or anything like that. Pustavaya on the brick, takes the deep option straight away. Sizik underneath it. Makes sure. And goes, oh, but doesn't finish the move off. Throwing it straight to the Finnish defender.
Massive play there by Pfister, making up those yards. Looked like it was going to be a goal for the Russians. She flails her body in front of that disc and gets the D. What can Finland do now?
A not so feathery flick there for the Russians.
Deep options there, and she sends it. It's a zippy one. Oh, and just couldn't quite connect. 20, Anyamaya Tiria just unable to chase that one down.
Congratulations there, Liam, with the pronunciation. We will do as well as we can. We have spoke to the teams beforehand. You never know. Our Finnish and Russian is not our top spec.
They told me I wasn't pronouncing it correctly, but they liked the way I was pronouncing it, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that'll do. At least I'm not being told that I can't do commentary for them. Liam Rosen banned from doing Russian commentary due to his surprising ill pronunciation of their names. Pushtuvaya on that disc, and yet again going deep. I think she was high in the stall, but a foul called on the mark. Maybe a bit of a vet move there. So Sasha getting the disc back. And she takes on the reset to Farfenchikova with that lovely break across now to number 4. Shalenipova back to Farfenchikova. She's a very good handler for this Russian team. Had a very good game at Windmill. Now gets it to 19. Badia down the line to Kochanova. Kochanova on this near sideline, but there's a pick. Sieva gets it back to Kochanova. So this back in. Goes around to Farfenchikova. Some lovely faking. Gets around to Pushtuvaya. Down the middle. Badia. Oh! And the throw from Badia just not out to space enough.
And Ula Kili putting her body on the line there, throwing herself the disc. The Finnish defense doing fantastic here. Really digging deep to try and grind out a win.
It's currently 8-all. We've had 73 minutes of the game.
Pat on the disc, not much options downfield. Falcon growing, goes for the break, gets it off well. And then Maya resetting to Carolina. That first stack not looking too clean for the finish, but they're still in possession here. Leak that there. Flailing went deep. What a beautiful throw and a spin and a misread.
And the player upfield just spinning around. She should have just run forward, had one look at it over her shoulder, adjusted, and got that back in the bread basket. That was very unlucky for the Finns. A very nice option.
Yeah, I don't think the throw could have been better from Lita. And you don't want to be pirouetting the end zone for that one.
Sadly, Ballet not winning here on the Frisbee field. So Russia and Pushtuvaya with a chance to hold on to their offense. Currently up, sorry, they would be up 9-8 if they score this. Pushtuvaya with a huge fake. Takes the big gainer, but a poached Finnish defender gives them the short field.
Ula there, another great defensive play. Fantastic finish, and a body back end to the break side. It's a goal! Finland in the lead, and they well deserve that one.
A double happiness, no? Both the D and the goal for number 25.
Yeah, Lento there, absolutely fantastic stuff. She's having a storming game out there.
It's faithful.
It's not ballet, but we're definitely having a cracking game here.
Correction here from Jenna Thompson, GB women's captain. 34 with the D, 25 with the goal. Getting some banter here from GB Women. I'll get them back later when I say their names all wrong on purpose and attribute no goals to Ellie Hand.
This game far closer than our matchup yesterday. A real tight one. Both teams getting better and better as this game progresses. They can smell the win, and the Finnish team definitely need it after that loss earlier today. The format is it's pools of 4, if not 5. and the 3 top teams progressing.
Some tight man here from Finland. Pustavaya swings it across to number 10. Mashanova, pinned on this far sideline. Gets it off to Kochanova. Middles to 4. Chelenpenikova. And a pick call. There's been a lot of picks in this game. Maybe the Russians stacking quite short.
Neither team really having clean stacks, whether Ho or Vert, and leading to these picks. They needed to clean it up and isolate their cutters a bit more.
Yeah, maybe slightly spread out. Start their cuts by leading out into the lane and then picking an option to fake and cut. Chelenpenikova now on the disc. Goes down the line to Bulmieva. Russians always looking for that quick option straight off the catch. Kochanova on the disc, resets to Pustavaya. Doesn't like the swing, but does like the break for a goal. Number 48, Inga Ivakina.
El Clasico there from Pustavaya. She just loves that IO break, so tasty. Steps out so far, it's so hard for anyone on the mark for her to stop that. She's such a big pivot. And yeah, if she's getting those ones off, it could be a win here for the Russians, but so tight.
Yeah, a massive fake for the backhand and takes on that IO, like Liam says. Game now 10-9 to Russia.
A masterclass in faking there. She creates space for herself so much. Half time, if she needs it, she's such long legs, she can pivot around anyone, but still fantastic fakes. Baiting on her mark and just opening up the field.
So we've just under 25 minutes left to go. The weather has cleared up and a bit of sunshine now after the torrential rain. And here's this faking from Pustavaya now in the replays.
We're showing Ula's 2Ds here. Comes she again? Yeah, she's been fantastic this game. So Finland storming down the field now. Some bracketing here as we see downfield from the Russians. There's some temporary switching, but Finland doing well to create space in the middle. Rento finding it there. Pfister now. Russians trying to do a bit more honest man. A lot of switching downfield. Jenny with the disc. Nice big swing opening up the field. Back to Olita, the lefty. Yes, hits that backhand. She's getting it all day. And a goal! Number 58. I should say 59 Pfister with the score. Beautiful play there from Finland getting that goal. Rita, number 15, just catching on her mark the whole time. Being a lefty, seems to hit those inside breaks at will.
Yeah, the breaks from the Finnish team are seemingly hard to stop for the Russians. But they are still up, well, in terms of trading up. Whilst the score is currently 9-all.
Yeah, the Russians really need to stop Rita's backhand breaks. She's a lefty and they just seem to not be marking up as you should. Often it can be confusing in the mark to come up against the left-handed player. You don't expect them to pivot out the way they do. And it appears that way for the Russians. Rita getting a lot of great gains with that lefty.
Farfenchikova middles to Pustavaya. Looks like the finisher slightly poaching off the handlers, forcing them to take on resets. Farfenchikova back to Pustavaya.
They're going for a flat force on Pustavaya there.
Probably a good option as she's definitely looking deep. And they are sitting off there. You can see they're bidding of, leaving the reset open again, stopping any downfield throws. And but there eventually it comes to Kochanova. Down the line. to Sumilva. Round to Barinova. And an inside break to Pustovaya while throwing oh, and a toss over to Kochanova, and that's a goal. Must be. Oh, a pick has been called in the stack. Thank you. Travel on 28. We saw this hand signal, which means pick. GB women are going to regret this at some point in the tournament. And a lovely break there. 79 tracking it down for the goal. 10-9.
Yeah, Finland choosing a different defense there. It came out very flat in the marks, no real force. And then sagging off on the other handler mark, trying to sit in the lane. Really trying to stop the hooks and Pustovaya. And making the Russians use the whole pitch, which they did well. And then transitioning to flick force as it came down. It's good to keep switching up the defense, make the Russians think. But doing well there, Russia. Staying calm and collective, taking the right options, and getting that goal.
So Finland now on offense. Pustovaya on the disc pulling.
We have a child on the field as that pull was taken off. Finland coming down now. Rita with the flick now from that strong left hand to two Russian players though under that one.
Shebrunieva read it perfectly there. Well played on defense. Gets it around to 81. Lira. Back to Shebrunieva. She wants that cut to the right. Doesn't quite come off. Lira on the disc. Goes inside to Pustovaya. And she goes deep. Number 7, Chaninia with a goal!
What a buttery biscuit there for Pustovaya. That one on a dime. Fantastic play. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, very well played. As soon as they got on that break side, the cut had already gone, and Pustovaya's only option, and good option, was that knifey backhand for the goal. 11-9 now for Russia.
Number 7 losing her hat there. She went down, but not losing the disc. Had that one all the way. Very pleased with herself about that. The Russians asserting their dominance here. Finland, this could be a big moment in the tournament for them. One loss already. Leading this game one stage, now 2 points down. Do they have what it takes to bring it back to the Russians?
Yeah, and they started off so well with those couple of breaks in hand. They've now lost that, and in the second half, not quite been on the same fire that they had in the first half.
No, not quite, but what can they do here? You see the magnificent hand of Rita picking up the lefty. He's been doing so well. Been looking deep, nice lateral cut there from Fister. Can she send it to Jenny? That one might just be a little short. And a great catch by Jenny, just short the end zone. Can Finland punch this one in? Resetting to Karolina. Looking a little disorganized. Oh no. Oh, and a great shuffle. Oh, but can't get it off. Looks like Rita had faked her woman out, but not quite.
Correction for the scoreboard, it's actually 11-10 to Russia. Pustovaya there with some very good D, and has also called a timeout there on the end zone line. Wanting to reorganize her offense, get her players on the same page.
Yeah, great to have the scoreboard corrected there. It's 11-10, so still a really close battle. Finland almost leveling it up there. Russia calling timeout. Difficult place to have it, right in the corner end zone, but I'm sure they have some set plays they're going to call here. And maybe just want to take a break so they can run hard. As you see the replay of Jenny with a great grab outside the end zone. Almost landing in.
And again, that same grab. Very well played there by the Finnish player, Jenny.
The fields here in Copenhagen holding up really well considering the amount of rain we had last 2 days.
Yeah.
No water sitting on the surface. So nothing dug up yet. Great stuff here from the ground staff.
This is David Price and Liam Grant here with Sky Magazine. Production by Elsie from Finland. If you're having any issues with the stream, please do tell us. We'll try and see if we can sort it out. We did lose sound for a while as we had a power cut. And we currently still don't have any working internet up here, so we can't receive Twitter at the moment, but we'll probably get back to you in the next few games. David_Price. In the next game, we'll have Liam Rosen will join Liam Grant to be able to tweet to @Skied_Liam. And @Skied Magazine. Crowd very quiet in the stands here. We've got GB women watching next to me and some of the Russian family supporters. So out of this timeout, Pustovaya picking up. And going deep and high, Sue, very early on. 3 Finns on it. And they boxed out the Russians there. So Finland now with a chance to even up the scores.
As always, going for that quick pickup. Carolina now in the spot about her. Gets it up the line. Tolita who sends another buttery backhand outside in, and it's the goal. Well gathered by number 30 Inkinen. And we are level here, folks. Great play. Tolita having an absolute stormer out there.
Crowd loved it.
Yeah, that is a beautiful throw. That inside out backhand across the field. Great vision. Watching the replay here, it's just beautiful. Really poetic arms throwing up into the air. She releases that one, and the layout grab, absolutely fantastic by Inkinen. 2 star players there for the Finnish team.
This is the replay of the D. Probably not a great option by the Russians. Wasn't really anyone running into that space. It was definitely being thrown to a more stationary player. Not really the sort of option you want to see in Ultimate, but now the Russians still trading up. Pustovaya though, going deep straight away. Definitely to a running receiver. Bit of bump from both, but the Finn, bigger, stronger, and more athletic. No call.
Hula getting stuck in there. She's been monumental on defense, not afraid to get physical, and really bullying her defender around the field.
Poor little Tizik, not able to take control of the physicality there. Finland now with a chance to go up.
Yeah, huge point here. This Finnish D-line offense has been struggling at times, but Olga has been playing fantastic. Moving up the field well. Ula again. What can she do? She's going to send it. This one hanging, puts the fire under there and gets a huge grab.
But a call has been made.
Pustovaya not happy with that one. I think she got in front of her player and got to this first. Whatever happened besides that, I don't think really affects play.
Yeah, I mean, from here we can probably see that. Here we go to the replay. We can see that the 2 Russians side by side, and the Finn was probably stopped from jumping, but I think Pustovaya was there earlier and got a better bit on it.
Yeah, the call's been retracted.
And has been retracted. So Pustovaya gets it straight to Farfenchikova. Doesn't like the down the field option, so gets it to Sharon Penakova, but Strange option there. Pustovaia not able to keep the disc.
Inkinen now looking straight for the end zone, just short. Can they jam it in? Tense stuff here, Carolina swinging around. And poor throw, and a foul is called.
Finland not a fan of the jam hole.
As I like to call it, the cram hole.
I'm more of a I'm a jam and scones fan, so.
I'm a cram and spam
fan. Cram and spam fan, Liam Grant. So Finland knocking on Norse's door. Can they unlock it and get this goal to go up?
Carolina now trying to jam it in this cram hole.
Oh,
But not getting that one. And we've seen this a lot from the finish when they're in that corner. Oh, and another call.
another call. I thought they weren't going to get their scones here.
Be nice to see you replay that one. She's saying she had control of the disc, I think, from the lobster-like motions she's making with her hands. Another discussion here. Looks like the disc is going back. Finland just never looked that confident in these corners. Russians doing well, poaching in the lane. There's literally no space in front of her. You feel if she put a hammer up or got something to the break side, it could be going. She goes for the hammer. That's called, and it's a goal.
Great predictions there from Liam Grant. And that's a goal for Finland, who are now up 12-11.
Yeah, I'll be giving tarot card readings after this game, just before German-Czech mixed game. Yeah, the Russians just really telegraphing that one. Finished a lot of time to set up, but if you're poaching lane like that, she gave a little nod to her receiver and put up the hammer. Great play by the finish. Olga Lento with the goal.
We have about 7 minutes left of time, and potentially time cap will be reached before points cap, which will be +1 to the max score.
Pustovaia with the disc.
Gets it to Kochanova. Russia, this is a key point for them. They want to make sure they stay within touch and get the ability to get their break back. Penkina to Farfenchikova. And there's that break we trust to see from Farfenchikova. And Russia going deep. And just trailing away there. Wind still pushing away from the camera towards the stands means that that flick will get pushed away from their receiver. And Finland another chance at another break.
If I was Finland here, I might be using their timeout. They're one ahead of the disc now. This is a huge point. If they can get this one, it'd be very hard for Russia to get back in it. Been tic-tac this whole game.
So Russia have gone back to a man, but they are poaching around the central cutting pair.
Inkinen again here has been absolutely fantastic this whole game. Torita as well. Looks like a pick call upfield. Rita all in her lonesome in her own end zone. She's always looking to that break side. She's got a lot of space there. She'll probably go for it again. Good force here by the Russians. But she gets that break off eventually. Oh, almost a D. Inkinen sending it deep to Jenny again. A lot of people under this. And Lita getting it up. Options there. She's playing patient. This could be a huge point for the Finnish team. Rita with the disc, looking into the break side as always. Will be the backhand. Putting the Jenny just shy of the end zone. Pressure mounting. Jenny, not the number one handler, gets to Inkinen. She's the woman that's not afraid to throw the end zone. She puts it up into space. And it's a goal! Finland, 12-10. Amazing stuff there. Number 25, Olga picking up the scraps. And yeah, 13-11, should I say. 2 points ahead, though. The key message to grab there.
Arithmetic not our strongest suit here at Sky Magazine. But yeah, the Finns up now, 2 breaks. It's been a very flip-flop game. Finland going up in the first half, Russia fighting back in the middle of this game, and now Finland back on top. Some lovely play by Finland. Russians looking quite tired on defense, not really applying huge amounts of pressure once near the end zone, which is really where you should step it up, get nice and tight.
Yeah, they're getting broken a lot, David. Inkinen and Rita breaking at will, and it's really giving their offensive momentum to move it up the field.
Finland potentially quite lucky there on that huck. There were a lot of Russians underneath it, but well read by the Finnish offensive player.
Yeah, every single Finnish player seems to be able to throw those frosty flick hucks.
Thanks for the tweets. We've now received a few. We've got a bit of internet. Thanks for reminding us that we're online. And we'll try and sort out the sound levels. Liam is a bit quieter, supposedly.
Very unusual for Liam to be quiet.
Yeah. Maybe they're compensating for the shouting that we get later on in the game. But Russia now on offense, worked it up to halfway, putting it big. Kochanova under it, but not very well read and not able to score that goal. Finland coming down with more of those and taking a timeout.
Yeah, great call there by Finland.
Yeah, especially with time almost out. Now got a couple minutes left, and that means it will either be a game to, if this point finishes before the hooter, that may change, I guess, but potentially a game to 14 or 15.
Pfister doing really well on that deep shot, getting right beside her player, making her come in and try and jump and grab that one, but unable to. So good defensive pressure. Finland showing more of the play that won them that European Championships all the way back in 2007 in Southampton. This group wide open at the moment if this game was to end as it stands.
Yeah, we've got a few of the other women's squads here scouting out both teams. We see the German women and the British women checking out their opposition for later on in the tournament. Of course, the Germans played the Russians in the windmill final, coming out victorious. A very good game, very exciting game. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and if you want to check it out, go on Vimeo and YouTube, windmill tournament channel. This is David Price and Liam Grant from Sky Magazine, working with Elisa Productions from Finland, here at the European Ultimate Championships in sunny Copenhagen.
Coming in out his timeout. I see Inkinen.
It looks like Russia have got a poach sitting under into the lane.
Yeah, good defense there. Really helping each other out and forcing this turnover.
So the time cap has been reached in this point. Can't quite see. Farfenchikova on the disc. Swings to Pustovaya. Pustovaya fakes the around. Eventually takes a high pass. Farfenchikova and a beautiful break. But call on the field. Potentially a pick and stack. Yep. So Parfenchikova gets the disc back. Wants to reset and gets it to Pustovaya. Pustovaya takes on the break herself. Oh, lovely throw there from Pustovaya to Inga Ivakina for Russia. 13-12 to Finland. Time has been reached, making it game to 14.
Trademark stuff there for Pustovaya. When she gets that disc outside the end zone, you know what she's doing. She's looking to break. If you try and take it with the inside, she's going to go a big step around, hit the backhand.
Yep.
Almost impossible to stop.
And she's quite tall and lanky, especially for a girl, meaning her pivot point is much wider than expected, meaning she can get her throws out in places where, again, not expected by the normal the players that they play against. As we saw there, that break looked easy for her, but her mark really struggling to get around and stop it.
Just beautiful technique for that IO flick.
Yeah, great technique.
Great power. Beautiful, beautiful flight. I'd love to be cutting for this woman because she just puts it to the break side with ease and finesse.
Yeah, just all they need to do is put a little fake or little lead into the open side, hit the break side, and the throw will come eventually. So Finland now on offense to win the game, and this would be a pretty big win for them and a very big scalp as well in terms of the whole tournament.
To Inkinen. Looking deep straight away. This one put well. Can she reel it in? And it's a goal for Finland! They win the game! Absolutely fantastic goal by Olga Rentino. Beautiful put by Inkinen. Have been outstanding this game. And that's how you play it, folks. Game point. Best handler to their best receiver. Chalk it down.
Yeah, that's the sort of player, as we always saying, expecting that sort of long option from Russia. Give it straight back to him, I say. Well played, Finland. So, Liam, earlier you said you put your money on Russia. You'd have lost that money and the gelato.
Yeah, but I'm glad because it really opens up this group. Finland losing to Ireland, women's earlier on, and now winning this game. I know I can see in the distance the Ireland women's game still going on. I actually don't know who else in the group, but you got to imagine things are wide open right now.
Yeah, and all credit to Finland. They took all the options the Russian gave them and really, you know, outplayed them in terms of breaking and in the long game also. So can't really take anything away from the Finns. The Russians did very well actually in the second half to come back in and get that lead, but Finnish didn't give up and came out the victor. So we have another game straight away. We'll leave you here with the Finnish women's team beating Russia. Please tune in again in a couple of minutes for Liam Grant and Liam Rosen commentating.
The Liam combo yet to happen yet. The whole world has been talking about it.
And this is going to be Germany mixed playing
Czech mix.
The Czech mixed team. So for now, this is me over and out. You'll see me again in a couple hours.
Yeah, great game. We've been